Hey guys, thanks for checking out another one of my videos, and before I get right into it, let me just say thank you very much for getting me to over 300 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 400 subscribers by the end of May. So just continue to watch, like, share, comment, ask a friend to subscribe, a family member. Just continue to support your girls. So yeah, on that note, most of you would know that I recently joined the Mom Gang. Yes, and while I was pregnant, I actually reached out to a few experienced moms that I know to actually, provide me with some tips, give me some guidance, just share their experiences with me so that, I could be better equipped going into this new journey. No, I'm very grateful for all the advice that I've received. However, there were some that, nobody never tell me about, right? And it's after I actually experienced them and reached out to some of these moms that they said, yeah, they've had same or similar experiences, and for, various reasons, they didn't share it with me. Now, most of the tips that they share, trust me, they were very helpful, right? But today, I'm sharing my truth. I'm sharing my experiences, and I'm sharing the things I wish I knew before I became a mom, right? All right. So first, let me talk about the level of emotional vulnerability that comes with motherhood, and I guess this is not something that someone could explain to me, and even if they explained it to me, I wouldn't have understood. This is something that you have to go through yourself to actually get a full understanding of it. And I'm going to share an experience with you and it was the other day I finally, sat and I thought about what happened, and I was finally able to process it, and that's when I realized exactly what happened. So at birth, my daughter was taken from me and placed in NICU, the newborn intensive care unit, right, due to some complications. So while I was on the ward recovering, I'd have to visit her in the day. So I'd have to, they put you in a wheelchair, took me to the NICU to visit her in the days, and you were only allotted 1 hour. So you put on your protective gears, you go in there, you spend some time with your baby, you get updates from the doctor, all of that. So even when I was released from the hospital, my daughter was still admitted in NICU, so I had to go there. I had to go there daily to visit her, right? So I'd express milk and bring it to her. So on a particular day, my mom accompanied me to the hospital, and when we left, we decided to go by baby bump. Now, while we were there picking up the stuff, I got a call from the hospital, and the person on the phone was explaining to me that, they tried to give my daughter the breast milk and she vomited it up with blood, right? Now, let me tell you something. I don't like to cry in front of people. Me I hold it. Me's a thug. Me I hold it. You know, go see me that I hate to cry around people, right? But I don't know, within that moment is like, look here, I was in shambles. I was in shambles. And I just started crying, and it never dawned on me that, whoa, Kim, you're crying in public, like people are see you. And my mom, she was asking, Kim, what's wrong? Kim, what's wrong? Kimla just talked to me, and I couldn't tell her, and the person on the phone was telling me that, the person on the phone was trying to comfort me, and they were telling me that, it's gonna be okay. They just want to run some tests to see exactly what's going on, and she will be okay. She's in good hands. So I told the person that, I'll be there in the next 30 minutes to half 30 minutes, sorry, to an hour, right? And it's like the store attendant, she had brought, a cup of water to me. Big up to the store attendant that day at Baby Bop. Trust me, I'm not even sure if I told you thanks, but it was a lot that day. So, drank the water and gave her back the cup, and it wasn't until like I was almost at UE I was able to get a hold of myself, get a grip of myself, and told my mom what was happening. And like to this day, I can't believe me put on a piece of proper ball in the people them store in public, right? And like I said, you always hear mothers talk about, how much they love their kids, and you can see how protective they are of them. But that level of emotional vulnerability was something new to me, completely new. It's just the level, like the extremity of the emotional vulnerability that I went through, that it was puzzling to me. Like, no one took the time out to actually break it down and give me a better understanding of it. Now, the next thing I'm going to speak about, and to this day, this is something that beat my bad, is how damaging sleep deprivation can be. Yeah, like, and to be honest, this is something that, mothers told me about, oh, the baby will keep you up at night, but I thought that was just for the first 3 months. My daughter is now 6 months and 2 weeks, and I'd never imagined that I'd still be going through this at this stage. Like, me feel like after 3 months, baby alright, baby start sleep, Kim can get some rest. Wrong. Wrong. Right. Despite them talking about sleep deprivation, I wish I would have known more details. I wish I knew how frustrating it can make you, how exhausted it can make, and the level of anger that it builds up in you, sometimes resentment, right? And just how much it diminishes your cognitive functions. And I'm going to share another experience that I had with you. My mom is usually around to help my partner and I out, right? And one weekend she had to go home, so I think that was the first time my partner and I were left around with our daughter. And this was like close to midnight, right? We're up with her and we were tired, right? But what I always do is, like, when I wake up in the early morning and I'm feeding her, I would have, expressing milk from the other breast. So I had to sterilize some of her bottles, and my partner was holding her, and I decided that, before you go bed, because I would sleep in my daughter's room with her and my partner would sleep in our bedroom, right? So, I said, before we go bed, let me just go sterilize some bottles. Now I went to the kitchen and me take up big pot, put on like a soup me I look after. Yeah. And I don't know what convinced me that, boiling the bottles would be better than just boiling the water and put the bottle them in the sterilize. Or better yet, there was an electric sterilizer right there on the kitchen counter. But like I said, your cognitive functions, like, them really and truly, it's not 10 out of 10, right? Sometimes 0 out of 10, nothing. So me put on big pot of water, put the bottles in there. I think there was like 3 bottles I put on, nipple cover, everything in there, and went back around to the room, and partner, told us good night and everything, went to his room, and I started feeding my daughter. We dropped asleep. Woke up like around 3 o'clock, right? She woke up and breastfeeding her again. We go back to sleep. After 5 now, me get up well thirsty. Like, me just extremely thirsty. Breastfeeding makes you thirsty, but like, this is not something I could have laid down with. Reached for my water bottle on the bedside table, and I realized that, oh, no water in there. So I decided to go to the kitchen. Oh my god, the kitchen is like, me see the burner on, and me I say, I want possess babe, figure it up. I look after breakfast so early. It's a miracle, right? So I smell something and I turn on the light, and I said, but I seen pot this on me put on last night. So I look over and the pot is like, I see a white powdery substance in there, and the pot just had this horrible smell, and the heat from the pot as well. I have to turn off the burner like same time. Like we just turned it off same time, and I stand up and I try to make sense of what I go on. I look on the counters when I see the bottle, right? So Papa never come around here come turn it off, right? Me never come around here come turn it off. And I realized that we actually went to bed. The stove was left on. The water boiled out of the pot. And the bottles melted. And that was what caused that white substance. And immediately, time I put 1 and 2 together, stood by the sink, and let me tell you, I just whisper a word of prayer, cause let me tell you, we could have burned down, well, you remember we have put blame on him. We could have burned down people in place. I'm a laugh now because, like, looking back into it, like, we really and truly have to thank God, like, we miss it, like, by this, cause the place could have easily burnt down. And that's what I'm telling you, like, sleep deprivation, it's no joke, and let me just let me take the time out to big up the moms who went back to work after their 3 months maternity leave. Because trust me, I can only imagine how tired you are at work in the days because you not really sleep at night. And to the moms who've mastered like a sleep routine with them babies, big up to you. Big up to you. You need to share some tips with me because Kim been reading, Kim been trying, but my daughter decided to look here. Some me I go through, you can't do nothing. Some I just lower. This is a bit off topic, right? But it's, well, no, it's not, because sleep deprivation, let me tell you something. The bags them with sleep deprivation give you to the Kim kind of look a bit better, but the bags that they give you, I'm not talking about no designer bag, I'm not even scandal bag, like it's just crocus bag, strictly crocus bag under your eyes, right? Sleep deprivation will have you looking like a zombie. So you have to keep that in mind as well. And on that note, let me just say to moms who are currently going through their recovery process, and this is something that I've recently accepted and I'm sharing with you. Look, do not rush your recovery process. Go at the rate that your body is comfortable with. Yes, we always see them girls on social media, we see after them have babies, how them, you know, snap back, them have that body, right? Nothing is wrong if your snapback body not come after the first 3 months and so. And especially that I had a C-section, right? So I was a bit worried about, you know, how my belly would be. And, you know, I couldn't wear the waist trainer because of my wound. I couldn't wear my waist trainer. But now at 6 months and 2 weeks, you know, I'm feeling a lot better. And I've recently started, you know, working out again. Prior to pregnancy, I was working out at the gym, but you know, we're in a pandemic now, and I not take no unnecessary risk to bring COVID into my home, so I'm now working out at home. And let me just take the time out to big up Badass by Shalane for my workout gears, let me tell you. And not only workout gears, like she has products that will actually help me to look my best, although I'm battling sleep deprivation. As a matter of fact, not bother with the long talking. Let me just go show you up Shalane good up something then, yeah? Alright people, so this is the waist trainer by, you know, Badass, and let me tell you, it fits so comfortably and can just, you know, put on my gym wear. And we have the resistant bands, and let me tell you, they come in 3 different colors, right? And they're pastel colors, so you know, sometimes working out at home is hard, and I tell you, you know, you tone your muscles and you do what you need to do. Yeah, so let me be honest, sometimes working at home is so hard, like there's just no motivation. But let me tell you something, you see, if you just start or get something from me, these, best believe these, the fact that they come in pastel colors, you know, them so vibrant, is like they motivated me to actually more want put them on, more want see how nice them look, and they motivated me to just start. But let me show you as well. Shalane also provided me with some eye mask, and let me tell you something. So I pop these in the fridge for an hour, like in the freezer for an hour, put under my eyelids, especially when I'm going on the road. Sleep deprivation, bye bye, through the doors. Like the eye bags them, they thank me so much. They scream, yay, go Kim. And the face mask as well, when I put that on, like my face just feel brand new. I come alive. So, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different like flavors, I guess. And there's the hemp leaf, the aloe vera, the turmeric, and this. Let me tell you something. This, I'm my best friend. This, the eye mask is my best friend when I'm going on the road, and I'm sitting in the waist trainer, so as you can see, I'm quite comfortable, right? And I'm going to plug her Instagram page and also her website in the description section of this video, so you can just look out for that. Check her out on IG. You can tell her, say, Kim send you. She will start you out. Shalane, if you're watching, give them a discount, you know. Yep, so you know, back to my points now. So the next thing I wish I knew before I became a mother was how much the dynamics of, you know, my relationship would change. And I guess a lot of people shy away from talking about this because of disappointment in what happened between, you know, them and their partners, or you know, they are ashamed because, you know, they have a child and they're not married. But anyways, that's not a bother to Kim, right? So I'm just going to share this with you because I think it's very important, and I now have a better understanding of why a lot of people break up after having a child, right? And the truth is, especially if you didn't have a solid foundation before, you're in a problem, you're in a trouble, right? A lot of times when you're used to doing something and it's just you and your partner transitioning, it's not a seamless transition. And I say this because you now have to rediscover yourself as an individual, as a lover or a partner, and you're now, going into this role of motherhood. It is not a seamless transition, right? And you're used to doing some things, and the simple things, you're used to doing something as simple as watching series with your partner, right? Eating dinner with your partner, watching a movie with your partner. No, my partner and I, we have to watch a series and deal with a fussy baby at the same time. If we're eating, he holds our daughter while, I eat dinner. I'm not talking about not eat nice, this food good, well, my box on the food, or up and box on the food. Because when she decides that she wants her breast, she not take no bottle, right? So, you're box on the food because you have to eat as well for, keep your body, for sustain your body as well. So, or if I eat off the food, I take her, him eat him food, and it's like, you can't really settle after you finish eat. And this is like on days when we don't have any help, right? Just me and him. A lot of people, I don't think they really sit and reflect and realize what's happening. And this is where we say communication is key. You might think it's cliche, but trust me, it goes a long way, right? So to be honest, I do miss just having times alone with my partner. And since lately I realized that it's not a selfish feeling, it's something that is very valid, right? And going forward, what we've learned to do is, instead of binge watching a series, we probably just watch 2 episodes, um and however we can, you just have to learn to actually, put your child into everything you're doing right now. That's just it. Condition your mind that your child is going to be a part of like almost everything you're doing. Even the other day we were watching a movie, and we tried to put her in between us on the couch to, kind of just let her sit up, and her dad said to her that, I can't wait until they're big enough to just, sit with us, and we just enjoy a lot more things together. And I'm like, yeah, that's progress, right? Because we're conditioning our minds to it. A lot of people just don't make it, and that's the truth. And there's nothing wrong with that. To me, well, this is my point of view. I prefer people separate and be the best parents they can be than to stay in a relationship and create a toxic environment for an innocent child. That no work. Alright, so the final point I'm going to touch on is not knowing how difficult it would have been to readjust to, the work world. No, you always hear mothers talk about, oh, maternity leave is 3 months, they go back to work. No, for me, the thought of, going back to work while I leave my child at a daycare or leave my child at home with a family member, for some reason, it's like I just couldn't find the strength to do it. And also knowing that my daughter is a late preemie, that helped me to make a decision that was long overdue. And I resigned from my job. Now, I've thought about resubmerging myself into, the corporate world, but we're in a pandemic, for one, and I'm not sure of the safety measures at these daycare facilities, right? And sometimes, our parents will come and help us out, but that's not a permanent situation. So it's not like I can, fully submerge myself into the corporate world. So like the hustler I am, baby, like the hustler I am, I'm just at home doing my thing. I am an experienced marketer, right? And I'm an all-round creative at that. So I can always, get a few gigs, what I need to do to ensure that, Kima earns some dollars while she's here, right? And don't get me wrong, it wasn't the easiest transition for me. I'm used to being a working girl, I'm used to work, right? And to transition from that to like stay at home mom, it was hard. It was hard for me at first, but I'm getting the knock of it now, especially because I'm able to actually, earn a few dollars now. So it's easier on my mind. When you're used to being busy and working, to all of a sudden, you have to slow down. You have to focus on one thing, and that's your baby, right? You have to take things at a certain pace. That's not something that I'm used to, right? Fast going on to the next thing. That was always me. So I'm now aware of that, and I'm just sharing this with you because if you're like that type of person, it will come as a shock to you, and it can affect you mentally. I'm going to be honest with you. So, and to the mothers watching this today, happy Mother's Day. I must commend you for your mental strength to actually push through and not abandon your duties as a mother, because it is hard. It is hard. It is hard to fully care for a dependent human being. So I'm going to give that to you today, mothers. Like, round of applause for you, okay? Thanks for tuning into another video. Like I said, I'm going to link Badass by Shalane in the description section of the video if you want to check her out. And there's a Kymmy kissing you will get a little discount. Alright? So, bye!